something I really want everyone to think of when they're trying to start coaching using like the constraints-led approach or just trying to make their practice more alive or just become a better teacher, okay? Don't trick yourself into thinking you don't know enough about jiu-jitsu to set up a really effective practice. Okay. Now, what I mean about this is I was just visiting one of my affiliates and we were talking and they were asking me like, yo, how would you show games around the front headlock? Or like, how can we teach people finishing mechanics or something like that without being super prescriptive? And I sort of went through my general framework and then one of the coaches was like, yeah, but like for me, I don't really have that deep understanding where I can say, it's about this, this, and then build something around that to identify and sort of really make an awesome activity. I never really thought of this, but like that's a real thing. That'll stop you from making your practice a little bit better, playing with some of these ideas. And here's the solution I sort of threw at him. Okay. Don't worry about identifying all of the key, amazing, crucial elements, those invariants, whatever you want to call them, the fundamentals, whatever it is of that position, technique, whatever. Think instead of what are your failure points. In the example we were doing, one guy was saying, or we're talking about like how to teach like a front choke, like a guillotine. I was like, okay, well, what's your biggest challenges? One guy's like, I can't keep their head covered long enough. The head all together escapes. Another person said, I find that students tend to extend rather than like crunch and twist, so they never really finish the choke. And we went on with each little instructor sharing that common fail point that they see where that technique just doesn't work. And that's a great way to start figuring it out, right? You just start with the inverse. What are all the things that lead to this not working, right? And that's where you can start building activities. Because if you think of it, one of the big goals of using like a constraints-led approach is you set up little games with little conditions and constraints and such to move people away from some sort of movement that isn't working or towards one that is. And when you can identify these really easy apparent failure points that happen to you all the time, probably in your own training, you realize you have enough data and information that you can use to craft an awesome practice. You don't have to know everything about every technique in order to be able to deconstruct it and make something great. You can just figure out why you suck at that thing or what happens to you as the common failure and build off that. I hope you find this useful. Really short tip. I think it'll be actionable. I think you can plug it in, play with it, and you'll see like, oh, maybe this is a different lens you can start practice design from rather than trying to figure out everything about a certain exchange, a certain control, or whatever, and thinking you have to lead from that lens. You can just lead from failure and build around fixing the things that you already struggle with. Okay, hope that's helpful. Keep trying to improve, keep trying to work on making your room the best room it can be with all the tools and knowledge you have. Have a great day.